look, this guy's got an incredible history. Vinoo Varghese, he's an East Coast lawyer. He started in the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office. He's award-winning. He's a nationally known criminal defense lawyer. He's a white-collar criminal defense lawyer. He practices in federal courts. He's also a talking head. He's on Fox, he's on CNN, CBS, MSNBC, HLN, where he's a legal analyst and he gives commentary, trying to keep people out of prison. He's not a business lawyer. He's on the East Coast where people still go to prison for this stuff, and he's got a presentation for us, so let's hear it. Thank you. Take it away.
I wanted to just say I'm very happy to be here. I run a law firm in New York on Wall Street. Criminal defense firm, but we practice all over the country. One of the things that I get to do, as Debbie just mentioned, is I get to speak about a lot of different things on television. So I've been on Fox talking about taxes. I often talk about the Mueller investigation on MSNBC. This is Israeli TV. Been on CNN talking about whatever that insider trading at that point. There are different things, Tucker Carlson. There's a whole bunch of different things that I get to speak about, and I enjoy speaking about this stuff. Laura Ingraham, it was a lot of fun. But one of the reasons that I'm here is I want to talk about the war on drugs that's still going on. This is something that's very near and dear to my heart because I was a prosecutor. So when I started my career 20 years ago in the Brooklyn DA's office, I was a soldier in the war on drugs. And this is something that, after time and reflection and seeing what I saw, I left. It was one of the big reasons I left. And I write about this stuff. I wrote a post last year about Jeff Sessions and going back to things and making him the most dangerous man in America. Earlier today, they talked about the new Attorney General, soon-to-be Attorney General William Barr, and how he seems to be a little bit, better towards the drug world. I'm not sure that's true. I just think he's a more polished version of Jeff Sessions. There's still a lot of arrests all across this country, involving marijuana, and it shouldn't be. The reason is that the DEA still has marijuana as Schedule I drugs. I don't know how many guys have ever seen this, but I'm sure a lot of you have. But if you look what it says, Schedule I drugs, substances or chemicals defined as drugs with no currently accepted medical use and high potential for abuse. Heroin and marijuana are on there. Schedule II drugs, a little less severe, include cocaine, meth, methadone, hydromorphine, oxycodone, fentanyl.
Thanks, Big Pharma.
Adderall. I mean, this is amazing that this hasn't changed because the law enforcement prosecutorial powers in this country keep it this way, and they do that because we have a prison industrial complex in this country, which I'll talk about. I'll show a little clip here.
Who's worse, right? Is El Chapo worse than El Chupeta? I don't know. I mean, 150 murders, $1 billion forfeited. I mean, and then when you talk about credibility, which was your original question, do these guys have any credibility, right? I mean, they are clearly here. These are awful, awful human beings. And listen, I've seen this in court myself when you've had witnesses way worse records than my client or the other defendants on trial. In a white-collar case, some guys who committed 10 times more fraud than the guys testifying against them. The question is, why is the government doing this? And ultimately, you're going to ask the question when history judges us, a couple decades from now, billions and billions of dollars spent on the war on drugs. Was this worth it, right? If they had legalized this, taxed this, and brought this and moved to erode the violence. But, we have a prison industrial complex in this country, and that's what this war on drugs is really about. And El Chapo is just, a way for the United States government to say, hey, we got the big fish, or one of them, or everybody else, we'll have them cooperate.
Right.
So one of the things we provided in your bag is a little chart, and it has where the basis, where marijuana is from a legal perspective, where it's been legalized, decriminalized, medical marijuana. There's a list of all the states. It's in your in the bag that they came in. So take a look at that. And that's pretty much it for now.
Question. Yes, let's hear it. you're on the East Coast. Things are so different. We're here in California. We've had a legal market for 20 years. I mean, I was just in Boston. I couldn't believe how alive and well prohibition is. It was so frightening to see in these kind of new and emerging markets how far behind people are. But I know you're a lawyer, and you're before federal judges. What are the judges thinking these days?
Unfortunately, judges haven't really changed. These are lifetime appointments, federal court, district court judges. So some of these guys have been on the bench for 20, 30 years, and they believe in the war on drugs. Most of them were federal prosecutors before they became judges. And so this is what they're used to. When you talk about the Schedule I drugs, that's built into the federal sentencing guidelines and how much time people are looking at. So it's going to take a generational change before judges change.
Generational change. Well, we've only got 1 minute to accomplish that generational change. That's not going to work. Okay, look, you guys would not believe how intelligent and dedicated this panel is, and if you open up their brains like a file cabinet, how much you can learn. So I encourage you. We only had 45 minutes to talk about this incredible topic. We can't tell you everything that we wanted to tell you during this amount of time. So stop them in the hallways, stop them outside, stop them on their way out the room, and ask questions, and get involved with their companies and learn more. And hey, I guess if you're on the East Coast and you need a lawyer, we got the best guy that there is over there right now. I want to say thank you to everyone. Yeah, come by my dispensary, by the way, really. I'm leading tomorrow a tour of vape lounges in San Francisco. You can go to the Emerald Farms tours booth and get your ticket. We're going to go see what's happening in San Francisco. Do you guys know that on-site consumption is not even legal in the Netherlands? It's just tolerated. California is one of the few places on earth where we have legal lounges where you can go in a dignified manner and consume cannabis. I was so curious to see them all. I talked to my friend Victor at Emerald Farm Tours. I'm like, let's do a tour and go see them all. We're going tomorrow. We're going to see at least 5 legal vape lounges where you can consume cannabis right on the spot. I'm very excited about that. Talk about disruption. We want to be ourselves. We want to be in peace. We want to live our lives free, and we're going to do it. Make no mistake about it. Prohibition's going to end. The federal judges are going to die? I don't know. Eventually, we're going to put new people in.
That is
who
what's
have
going to
better
change it.
ideas.
Or maybe they'll just have to follow the law if we get the laws changed.
We are going to transition out of prohibition, and it's going to be with the help of every person in this room. So thank you so much for attending our panel, and we look forward to talking to you.